And welcome to day 26 of the 30 Day Goal Challenge. Final week, final stretch, final push here as we wrap up this challenge. Now, for here, we're going to start off quote of the day. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right here, right now. The second best time is right here, right now. Now, a big emphasis we're trying to put on is you do not need permission to start, but it's also very, very important for you to understand that, hey, if you've maybe felt out of control of your current situation, maybe your finances aren't where you want to be, maybe you're not doing the right job, maybe you don't feel like you've been chasing your purpose, maybe you feel like days have been passing by. It's time for you to start now, and you've already done that. The last 25 days, you've done exactly that, trying to find your way, trying to navigate this new year, and most importantly, building momentum going into, February, right? And I want to make sure that we emphasize this point, right? Because I'm going to go right into the reflection question because the whole talk is going to be around creating a long-term plan, right? This 30-day challenge is not the answer. This 30-day challenge is not the one set thing that you could keep going through. We need to be able to build. We need to be able to continue to expand, right? And I've mentioned this before here on this channel and inside of Project Life. After this challenge, we're going to continue to put out more and more better content, better value, better resources, right? I put this on my Instagram story 2 or 3 days ago. Project Life, it's not a course. It's not one set course. It's not one set program. It's not one set coaching structure. Project Life is a way of life. Project Life is a lifestyle. It is the idea, it is the movement of building the life that you want. Whatever that might be. If you want to make $2,000 a month, let's do it. If you want to make $40,000 a month, let's do it. If you want to run a business or grow in your career, let's do it. If you want to go back to school, let's do it. Whatever you feel called to do, build, or accomplish in your life, that is what Project Life is. Yes, we provide courses. Yes, we provide programs. Yes, we provide communities. And as the years go on, as the weeks pass by, we are going to continue to get better and better and better, making sure that we help you an absolute as much as possible being able to build a life that you want, creating everything that you could desire, everything that you could think about. All right. But we need to understand in terms of our reflection question, what's your 3 month, 6 month, right? And 1 year plan to be able to maintain and build on your success, right? Where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself? How are you going to know if you're still on track? How are you going to be able to really be able to go on this? Okay. So for us to be able to identify over the next 3 months, what are you going to do to set yourself up for, the summer? What are you going to do to set yourself up for a year from now, right? Because sometimes we can't work on everything. We talked about this before, right? You might be able to do anything, but you can't work on everything, right? Or you can't do everything. Okay, so if you have goals, some of those goals take a year, some of those take shorter time, some of them take more energy, less energy, whatever it might be. We need to be able to understand, prioritize, and break that down. So maybe the next 3 months goes to getting your finances into a good spot so that you could invest back into schooling, so that you could invest into a course, so that you could invest into, a Project Life program, right? Whatever it might be. Maybe the next 3 months needs to go into focusing on your health and nutrition and your routines, right? To build the foundation to get you ready to launch a business, to get you ready to grow inside of, something different that you're doing. So I want you to think about this in terms of you building out your dream life and pairing this up with, hey, where do you want to be in 3 months, right? And what's your plan over the next 3 months to stay on course with that? Where do you want to be in a year? And what are you going to do over the next year to make sure you stay on course with that and to be able to build on your success? Is that going to be you, planning out your days every single day? Is that going to be you doing, a weekly reflection? Is that going to be you starting every single new month with a monthly reset where you look at your goals, you see the progress that you're making, you what are you going to do inside of that, inside of your lifestyle to help you be able to maintain this? What people do you need? Because as we start to think about this, right, when we start to really get clear and say, okay, I want to be here in 6 months, I want to be here in 6 months, I want to be here in, a year and a half, whatever it might be, we start finding the solutions the more we think about that stuff. And what I mean by that is we need to be able to say, hey, the people in my life over here are slowing me down. I got to come over here and I got to spend more time with people like this. I got to spend more time like Chris. I got to spend more time with, my coworker that's absolutely crushing it. You got to get yourself around those people. You got to learn from those people. But most importantly, like same way I started this video, you have to trust yourself. You have to stop playing that internal game of conflict where you doubt yourself, right? Where every new idea starts off fun, starts off exciting, but then you just find yourself, maybe 2 months from now, maybe 2 weeks from now, falling off the journey, falling off the track, right? Wondering, hey, how am I back here again? How am I back struggling? How am I back, without motivation? How am I back to being, burnt out? Okay, because I'm telling you, we talked about this in the beginning of this challenge. There's obstacles, there's challenges, there's roadblocks that are coming up, right? They're right in front of you. But what are you going to be able to do to catch yourself in that moment when we could close that gap and be able to check on our goals right before we forget them, or do a weekly reflection right before we go into a path of self-doubt? What are you going to do over the next 3 to 6 months and 1 year to help you build on that success? Okay, get the strategies down, get the planner in front of you, get the note cards or stickies up on your wall, whatever you have to do. Think about this stuff, think about these strategies. 20 years ago, you could have built a tree. If you haven't yet, it's time to start building it now. Okay? If you regret things, it's time for you to start doing them now. Let's go.